inside of you.
Blessings to all of you beautiful beings. It's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new, consider liking, subscribing, becoming part of my little YouTube family. And if you've been here before, hello and welcome back to each and every one of you amazing, fantastic, incredible, beautiful souls right across the screen. Lots of love, lots of warm hugs, and hopefully you and yours are safe. On today's video, I'm sharing with you a ton of my journals that are going to be helping me out through 2022, what I use them for, how I've been using them, and maybe give you some inspiration for some organization or fun. First one, if you've seen my new plan with me video, I'm going to link it up at the top. This is my planner, this chunky one, but I have bits and pieces in here from a little bit of everything, things part of my book of shadows, things part of college stuff, and things part of my social media stuff. So it's a big chunky planner, but it has a ton of information, and this will definitely be a big help throughout the year. My next big helpers for the year I've been using, this is the second year or maybe third year. I think this is the second year that I'm using Llewellyn's yearly things, yearly calendars, yearly planners. I absolutely love them. There's a witch's spell a day, which has wonderful little intuitions, tips and tricks, and little spells to incorporate every day. I like how it follows astrology, the seasons, and the proper kind of like elements as the year goes by. I think they have a northern and southern hemisphere for these, but I'm not entirely sure. I use the northern hemisphere since I'm in Massachusetts. Then there's the Sabbath's Almanac, and I have them by Sabbaths, and I honestly really like this one. I enjoy reading through the stories. There's a ton of information packed through them, and you can even get last year's one in regards to the Sabbaths, because each of these books has different information in it, or little bits of different information in it in regards to the holidays, its histories, and things like that. I learned a ton from this book. Another one I used is this magical almanac. During the almanac portions, it has a lot of similarities between this one, except it doesn't have the daily spell, but it has a little bit of, it has the same information, but just a little bit more than the spell a day one. And I like it because it has, again, more stories, more things to kind of share with you, and more little tidbits of information. Definitely would recommend these three. At least grab one of them. If you were to choose one, I would recommend going with the Sabbaths, because I think this one is the most packed with information and I just love it. But all of these are a good arsenal to add to your witchy collection. Alongside the lines of the Witchy connection, I use my Book of Shadows. This is currently my Book of Shadows, but I am going to be switching over to a different system, a full page system, if you heard me talk about it when I did my planner, and I'll be making a video on it of how I'm going to be setting up my new Book of Shadows in like the larger system and sharing little tips and pieces of that. But until then, I will be using this one. And then I'm gonna have to transfer things over from this one to the other one, but we'll see how it goes. So this is another journal that I've been using for a couple of years actually. So there's that. Next journal is my manifestation journal, and I kind of use this as a way to write things down, things that I want to manifest, things that I want to accomplish, goals, and I usually pull this book out during the new moon and full moon just to kind of work with it along the phases. I also use this book kind of like a vision board, so I write down things that I want to do, little bits and pieces of that, so on and so forth, or I just use it as, oh gosh, as plain writing. So here is my manifestation journal. I started using it late last year, and I'm going to continue it on with this year. I have a few more. Stay tuned. Another ones that I've been using for quite a while. This is my diary or journal, depends on how you want to call it, but I'm going to call it diary since the other ones are journals. And again, I write down my thoughts, things like that in it. Little doodles and stickers, and little things that I found along the way. So another journal that I use, I am a little bit over halfway done with it. I have a little bit left to write, and then I'm going to be moving on to another one. But if you haven't journaled or kept a diary before, I would highly recommend you to try and start. I think this is one of the best ways to practice self-care and start with shadow work. So just doing and keeping a simple diary, but one that you don't filter out your thoughts or kind of censor things. When you truly write down your thoughts, is a great way to start working with your shadow self. Speaking of working on yourself and your shadow self, I'm also using this cycles journal for this year. This is the first time I'm trying them and using them, and this kept popping up on my Instagram and I completely fell in love with it. So this is for the humans who menstruate. It has a ton of space for you to track a ton of things in regards to your health, your menstrual health, your emotions, and how it aligns with the moon cycle, things like that. And it has place for diaries, and it also has a ton of like good information in here, and a lot of information in regards to health and female anatomy. So if you haven't heard of this journal, I would recommend you checking it out. Again, I'm just starting this one this year, but for the past couple of days, I really enjoyed using it. It actually started, the first one was December 18th, so I've actually been using it since December 18th, and I really enjoy it. I love the information in it, and for those humans who menstruate, I would definitely recommend trying something like this, or even creating your own journal, how to track through the moon cycles. All right, next journal is my creativity and artsy sketchbook journal. I like it because it's small and cute, super pretty. This was a collaboration with the Tsuki journals, through Notebook Therapy. I actually have a code for you to use if you want to check out their notebooks and journals. They're actually pretty good price for the quality of their pages, and they have some beautiful notebooks. So I use it as an artsy journal, as like a painting journal, that type of thing, and be a little bit creative. So if I don't feel like writing in my diary, I come here and do some doodles and drawings, and it kind of replaces that if I don't feel like writing anything down. They also have, I believe they just restocked this Moonlight collection, and they incorporated new stamps that kind of go alongside with the with their Moonlight collection, which I'm hopefully going to get soon. Stay tuned for unboxing things. But if you don't like to do things, although I do recommend writing stuff down when you feel like it, an art journal would also work great. I'm almost done. Another one that I use is my reading journal. I consider this as my trophy journal. Last year I had a goal of reading 21 books. I have read 23 books, and this has been my absolute favorite journal of keeping information about the books, kind of reading them, reviewing them, that type of thing. I'm hopefully gonna post a couple more videos on me filling this journal out, but this is my trophy book of all the books that I've read and enjoyed and that type of thing. Another book that I use almost on a daily basis is my pagan study book. And this I use if I'm reading something in particular, or if I'm studying a type of crystal or anything like that. I like to take notes and write things down. This is kind of like my book of shadows, but unofficial, since it's kind of like just notes and jots things down and little bits of informations. And then I transfer the things that I want to keep into my main book of shadows. But I definitely really like to have this on hand. That way I'm not too concerned about the aesthetics of it, since I really like things to be nice and pretty. But yeah, my pagan study, pretty much book of shadows. Last but not least, if you do YouTube videos like me, you might have a spot to keep your storage of SD cards. This is my little SD card storage. That way I have everything here. All of them are labeled, and I keep track in this journal of all the videos that are recorded in it, so I know which one is where in which card, and that way I don't have to plug in and unplug every single card to find each of these journals. So that is it for the notebooks and journals that I'm going to be definitely using throughout this year and incorporating into my practice. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know if this video was, I don't know, helpful, interesting, or anything along those lines. Another tip if you do different journals for different things is I like to keep a pen with each and every one of them, or at least almost each and every one of them. That way if I do want to write something down, I don't have to go searching for a pen, because even though I have hundreds of pens in this household, they all seem to go missing exactly when I need it. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, the whole shebang, and if you made it all the way to the end, comment down a little butterfly down in the comments section below. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful 2022, and I shall see you on the next video. Love you all. Bye.